Well, happy Friday, everybody. It's time to shave, and I don't really have anything big to talk about today. Still, I finally got a release date for the upcoming Rockwell razor announcement. I can say no more. Say no more. I can say no more. So we're just going to shave today. And I decided to look through my little collection here. I've got like all these razors just below the camera, and I picked a 1959 Fatboy. I think this is one of the ones that I found in San Antonio, just about a block away from the Alamo. One of the Alamo razors. Yeah, this was Davy Crockett's razor. Who'd have thunk it? This was made in 1959, and when I first started going into wet shaving, these 59 Fatboys were all the rage, and I'm not sure why. Putting a feather blade in there, putting it on 7, just because let's throw caution to the wind. And I mean, I can see the appeal there. It's a beautiful design. Now, you know, I've been doing the Rockwell stainless. You see the design is very kind of similar, reminiscent for the Fatboy. You see the little like kind of like adjustment things and the head size and shape and everything. But just a classic squat-handled, heavy, you know, well-built. I've only bought one. I think I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 Fatboys. And only I had 7. I gave one away. Sent it overseas, I believe. I think it went to the UK. But before I sent it overseas, I had it fixed at Razor Emporium. We're going to lather it with margaritas in the Arctic today, just because it's one of my favorite go-tos, and I feel like I haven't done it in a while. Haven't used it in a while. And the Jolly Rancher. But anyway, that 59 I think that was a 59, maybe it was a 60. Grandpa Grungy is a 60. I have the Executive, which is gold from 58, and then 2 59s, and I think another 1960. Yeah, something like that. And then the Global Shave Club replica, which was a feat in and of itself. But unfortunately, he sent me some razors after that had a couple of design engineering or construction flaws, and I think I kind of soured him on me, because I swear there was a period there where every razor he sent me to try had something slightly wrong with it, and I just felt bad about that. But anyway, yeah, so there was only that one Fatboy, the one I gave away after I had it repaired at Razor Emporium. I took a shower and did my hair, by the way, in case you were waiting for that. Waiting for that confirmation. Sorry about that, I had a phone call. Can't take a phone call now. One of my best and oldest friends. I accidentally butt dialed him a minute ago, so I was like, uh-oh. Is it one of those things, you know, when you accidentally butt dial someone that you don't mean to call, and you haven't maybe talked to them in a little while, and you're like, should I call them back? Should I text them and say it was a butt dial? Or are they going to think they missed out on something good? And it was just a butt dial. Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know, something about a Fatboy. Yeah, this Fatboy. All right, so we got the 59 Fatboy. We got a feather blade, set on 7, West Coast shaving brush, margaritas in the Arctic from Sterling. And let's just shave and chat, shall we? Like I said, I have this on 7, so I'm going to need to pay attention. I don't have any shout-outs this week, so shout out to everybody who's watching. Shout yourself out. Shout me out. Yeah, okay. Wherever you are right now, I want you to shout out me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, thank you guys. That sounds so good. All together. There was somebody in Ireland that was a bit behind, but I still appreciate it. So let's see. This one, if I'm not mistaken, is one of the 2 Alamo razors. I believe they were both 59. I'd have to go back and look. And I mean, I never see vintage Gillette Fatboys in antique stores, and I've been looking for years. I found a couple, but that was a long time ago. These days, I feel like, except for these 2, I've never seen, you know, more than one, or the one that I bought. I think that I got the Executive, the gold one, at an antique store. My memory may have failed me, as it often does. But anyway, so if you've never used one of these razors, there are better razors, lots of better razors, modern ones, vintage ones, even the Gillette Slims, which came out in the 60s, shave as well, if not better than the Fatboys. So I'm not sure what the market is like these days. But anyway, it's always stuck in my head that this is the special razor, you know, when I started delving into it, and everyone's still kind of, it's a crowd favorite, you know. It's a crowd favorite. Yeah, menthol, baby. This is the glacial version of margaritas in the Arctic. So you're gonna get some eye watering. And by the way, my youngest son, who's now into pretend shaving every now and then, has also adopted or inherited my menthol proclivity. He loves it too. So from grandma to me to him. My older son doesn't seem to, he's not into that, but my older son has inherited my love of bread and butter, which is, I swear, I do crave sweets every now and then, but if you give me a good yeast roll with some good fresh butter, oh my, I am in heaven. Oh. Or buttered popcorn with extra butter, you get him to layer it on, oh man. So yeah, they're both definitely my sons. And they look enough like me, you can tell. And those things are the dead giveaways. Menthol and butter, the Sinatra Lennon story. That's going to be the name of my podcast, Menthol and Butter. People will be like, what the heck does that mean? The right people will get it. The right people will get it. I wanted to share something with you that's non-shaving related. I was trying to put something up in the background back there for this one since I didn't have anything new to talk about. I was trying to pad it out, throwing a little parsley on the plate. And I was going to put I got a bunch of action figures, mostly Star Wars, but I got a couple of other ones. Like I got a 1966 Batman that I bought at Target. I think they still sell them there. I love the 1966 Batman, Adam West. So campy and cool. I love it. Love that costume. Anyway, I was going to put him back there, but then it didn't really translate because it was too small. And I was putting him back. I found something that I bought on eBay a couple of years ago. And this was an ongoing, yet frustrating, favorite toy of mine when I was a kid. Now, it was made by, oh God, who's the maker? Came out in 1977. Oh, Chemtoy. So they were the makers of, it's what you would call rack toys. So if you went to the grocery store in the 70s and 80s, and I think still to this day to a certain extent, and you're walking down the aisle, midway down the aisle, there's going to be little hangers of like little toys, little cheap toys for kids, and they used to be like, adventure set with a compass and a fake little knife in it, or a pipe with bubbles, a bubble pipe, those kind of things, rack toys. Check out Pod Stallions for all that, but or Plaid Stallions. You know what I'm talking about. So Chemtoy also made like high bounce rubber balls and like little rubber action figures. But this thing was the Spider-Man web maker. Do you ever, if you're old like me, if you're like 51, 52, do you ever remember this being for sale as a rack toy in grocery stores? Really cheap at the time. And it's supposed to be webs inside. This is all dried up now. I was hoping beyond hope that it wouldn't be, but this thing was made in 1977, and I think they pretty much stopped after that. It came in a little cardboard-backed blister pack, plastic on it with that, and like a background, these little figures that you could supposedly hang from the webs that you would make by squirting, like from one side of something to the other. You're supposed to be able to squirt a little web, just as I showed you, from the edge of here to the edge of here. And this stuff never worked. Never. No matter what I tried, I could never get it to make an actual web that would go between anything, even something this close together. And I tried so many. I don't know how many of these kits I had when I was a kid. A bunch. My mom probably even remembers it. I don't know. But it was so frustrating. Not frustrating, by the way. Because I love Spider-Man. And what kid doesn't want web shooters? And then they came out with this thing that said, you can have real webs just like Spidey's. Like, oh, I gotta try that out. Never worked. I don't know if I was doing something wrong. I've never spoken to anyone else about this toy. So this is like, yeah. Let me know if you've had the experience with that, or if you remember that from that time period. It was a short-lived little thing. It was a cheap little toy, but you can find them on eBay. And if you buy the whole package, it goes for like $200, something crazy like that. So I just found this. It was loose, and it was like $10. And they sent 3 little tubes of the web fluid. I was like, oh, come on. I'm going to give it one more shot. And it was just dried up, so it didn't work. Dang it. But that was one of those little toys. You know, there's little things in your life that you remember that you just have this little kernel of love for, you know, untainted. You know, even though it was a frustrating experience, it's just like a memory, like a snapshot of that time. You know, I love that. Those little memories that pop up every now and then. Ooh, I got a little nick. It's doing pretty well for being on 7. Normally, Grandpa Grungy nicks me up pretty good, and I'm not being very cautious as I talk. Talking too much about web fluid and Batman, which is great. But, yeah, it's nice when these little memories, like somebody reminds you of something you haven't thought of in 25 years, or you hear a song you haven't heard since it was popular, and you're like, holy cow, where has that been living inside here and inside my heart? Because it's just this, human beings, for as flawed as we are, for as awful as we can be, we are really magnificent constructions. The fact that all this, for the most part, works, you know, now certainly not everyone and not every way, and, you know, it starts to not work as well, and some people have much greater challenges. I've been very fortunate. But when you think about the whole, like every system that's connected inside here, it's crazy that it works at all. Weird. So when these little memories pop up, especially like a smell, if you haven't lost your sense of smell for whatever reason, like I lost my sense of taste, I can still smell. But when you smell something you haven't smelled since like elementary school, and like the smell of chalk or wax crayons, or it just brings you back with all the emotional, you know, impact. That's an incredible thing. That it's all hardwired in here somewhere, you know? Neurons firing, chemicals firing, but how do the chemicals know what to do? It's just fascinating. All right. So, nicely mentholated. Nice. Will people ever stop saying, my wife? We do it at work because we know it's dumb. You know, it's like so played out. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's see. All right, we've got a little down here. Got there. Look at that. I'm going to do like a remind me paint. I'm going to remind myself to go there, and I don't need to remind myself to go here because I always have to do this, but there we go. And this one, I feel like I need to do that. Yeah, I think that nick stopped on its own. It was so minor. Very good. I lucked out. Thank you. Remember the Alamo razors. That was a special day. That was kind of fun being able to find those and make a video out in front of the Alamo holding them. I like that kind of stuff. I need to get back to San Antonio soon. It's that time of year after the holidays where I start craving going down to San Antonio and exploring. So hopefully I'll see you down there. See you at the Minger Hotel bar. All right, I'm just doing a little touch-ups here. There we go. That's good enough. And since I've used that feather blade in there, I'm going to take it out. Now, will I clean this razor now? No, I won't. I'll just put it like this, put it back in, let it dry by itself. Actually, I won't tighten it all the way. I'll just kind of loosen it a little bit. Why? I don't know. I don't really need to. And then I'll put this in the blade bank that was sent to me. I can't remember. What was the gentleman's name that sent it to me? He 3D printed this little blade box. It says Sharps. It's a Sharps container. All you folks that know what that is. Okay. We're just doing a comfort food shave again today. And coming up at the end of the month, I'll like about the January 28th or so, I'll be talking about the new Rockwell razor. I've got the information on pricing and release date, and I'm going to review some information that they're writing about it and just give my opinion, and then we'll talk about it. Yeah. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to put on some Captain's Choice 45th Parallel. Just this. Normally I put the Cremo on too, but you know what I noticed though? I feel like this batch is not as cherry full as the last one. It doesn't have that cherry impact that my last one did, so I'm kind of, I mean, it still smells good, but it's not quite as bumped up. So I don't know if there was, maybe I got a really early batch or, I mean, it's still good stuff, but I want more cherry. I want extra. I don't want 45th parallel. I want 45th perpendicular. I don't know what that means. So I'm going to put that there right now. All right. That's it. Let's see. Man, I tell you, if you don't shave with a safety razor yet, try one out. Try one out. Just go find a cheap one you can afford and try it out. Take your time. I guarantee, oh, you will like the results. Man, good stuff. Simple. It's the simple things in life, really. All right, everyone. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you all very soon.